Alright, hello fellow gamers, Johnson here. Here's my settings. I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna do a walkthrough, a 7-day, maybe 2-week walkthrough, playthrough, tutorial of 7 Days to Die. I'm gonna show you a strategy for beginners that will allow you to unlock all of the core dynamics of the game in a pretty safe manner. Okay, we're gonna go over everything. Now this strategy is kind of slow going at first, and it doesn't make for the most exciting videos. I'm not a professional YouTuber out here to win over hundreds of thousands of views and make money on AdSense. I don't have the greatest computer. Alright, I'm going to do the best I can to show you what I've learned and put it all together so that you can get a good start and have time to learn how to master all the different things in the game. The game is not done, but in its current state it is still pretty massive and complicated, and a lot of the vets aren't really are showing you what you need to know. Okay, and we've seen a lot of people failing and complaining on the forums about things that are actually really easy because of the confusion. All right, so there's going to be a point here where I'm doing a lot of running around, and while I'm running around I'm going to go over all these different things. First day you should be exploring, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to explore. All right, this isn't about play style. This is about building up the base of your character. We're going to get into your play style, but you don't really need to adopt a play style until after you've set yourself up. Okay, the game goes to level 300, not level 30. It goes up to a game stage 1000. There's really no rush to this game. Okay, and I think a lot of people are getting rushed into some more difficult strategies that the veteran players are adopting that you don't really need to do when you don't really know what's going on in the game. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look around and make sure there's no dangerous animal like a wolf around me. There's always an animal that spawns near you. Chicken or a rabbit is usually what it is, and you may not even see it because it's off in the grass. Okay, sometimes it's a wolf, and if it is, go the other direction. Okay, if it's safe, I'm going to go to the map. Up here's my coordinates. I'm going to move my mouse around, and I'm going to try and find as close as I can get to 0, 0. Alright, basically what I'm doing is I'm going to right click, save a waypoint, pick an icon. I'm going to right center. Alright, that's the center of the map. The map is a circle. It's the forest in the middle with 4 other biomes on the edges. Okay, and we'll talk about them in a second. I want to find myself in relation to the center. It looks like I'm due north. Alright, I know that the 4 biomes are going to connect at the corners or near the corners. Okay, somewhere like in here. Alright, and I want to identify those biomes, so I can choose straight north here, okay? Or I can go off to the east or to the west. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go northeast. Alright, I'm going to right click. I'm going to drop myself a quick waypoint, which is going to be a red flag on my compass up here at the top. I'm going to point towards that red flag, and I'm going to start heading in that direction. This is going to send me, this is the nearest corner of the map to me, alright? And I'm going to be able to identify 2 of the biomes, and that will tell me what the other 2 biomes are, and I will know what all 4 biomes are, okay? You want to pick up rocks, smash them with your hand. Alright, these brown bushes here are wood, and of course this is grass, alright? We're going to collect some of this stuff on our way, okay? The biggest part of this strategy here is that we're quick, alright? This is a bird nest. We want to loot bird nests because we want eggs for food and feathers to make arrows with, okay? Say this strategy relies on you being very quick on the first day, okay? So I just need 4 or 5 of these rocks, 4 or 5 of those brown bushes for some wood, about 40 or 50 grass, okay? And I also want to get these white plants over here. They're called cotton. And I want to get, 80 or 100 of those, okay? So I'm just going to kind of do this on my way. Not overly concerned with the tutorial. Alright, the tutorial is going to talk about doing things that build your base, and that is the first thing you should be concerned with. And this is the first flaw that people, the first mistake that people make, is they think that the quest that you're given at the end of the tutorial is actually part of the tutorial. It's not. Okay, the tutorial will end when you make a campfire. the first quest will be given to you, which is to find a trader. Okay, that is a quest. That is not part of the tutorial, and that is confusing people, making them think they should be running off to that trader. That is not the case. Okay, what you want to do is you want to find a good place to build your base. Okay, and that's what we're going to do right now. That's the purpose of exploring. Okay, one of the purposes. Okay, we want to build up some food. All right, one of the first things the noobs are having trouble with is food. All right. Now we're gonna make something called bacon and eggs. I'm gonna show you how to make it, and it requires that we get 20 eggs and 50 meat. Okay, if we get that while we explore around, we'll have plenty of food for the first week. All right, food is no longer an issue. Okay, we're gonna get that meat from chickens. We've got plenty of time to hunt chickens. We'll get them as we travel. If you notice, I'm just kind of heading towards my red flag. Now, this should be enough to get us started. Alright, I'm going to do this first part of the tutorial, craft a bedroll. Alright, bedroll does two things. Alright, it is your respawn point. When you die, you respawn at your bedroll. The other thing is it creates what's called a dead zone. A dead zone is an area that a zombie or a monster, an animal, cannot respawn in. So if you think about, there's a zombie that spawns right here. Okay, you kill that zombie, and then you drop your bedroll here. See little white bars? That's the radius of your bedroll dead zone. See it right there on the left. Okay, I'm up on a hill, so it's kind of. See that zombie down there? Obviously, he spawned somewhere down here. So if I lay this bedroll down, see the white bars? Turn red because I can't lay him there. See him? Okay, that's my bedroll dead zone. That means if I kill that zombie, he can't spawn with him. This is a dead zone. Alright? Now I play permadeath, so I don't need a bedroll to respawn in. So I'm just going to scrap it. Okay? I don't need it cluttering up my inventory right now. When I make a base later on, I will use the bedroll to create that dead zone. Okay? Get some of this cotton. I need a good bit of cotton. But it's all over the place. I want you to see that it's everywhere. You don't have to stop in one place to get this stuff. It's everywhere in the forest. Just keep on heading that towards your marker. Okay. If I had spawned southeast, then I would have headed to the southeast corner. Okay. The closest corner to my spawn location is where I'm going. Don't waste your time with deers. The only thing you really want to worry about killing is chickens. Okay, everything else is either too strong or too fast, and you'll spend too much time trying to bring it down. And time is of the essence. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and make this next part. Craft a stone axe. Okay, I'm gonna create two of them. All right, just because they decay really quickly, and it's kind of irritating. Get organized here the way I like it. Don't need this piece of paper, it's trash. Alright, here's my eggs, some feathers. So I'm going to put these two axes down here, and we'll talk about that in a second. This right here is your toolbar, okay? This green bar is your food bar. This blue bar is your water bar. This purple bar is your experience. This is your stamina. And this red one here is your health, okay? There's two things on an item you need to be concerned with, and it's quality level. There are 6 quality levels. It goes from 1 to 6. And then this little brown bar at the bottom here, that's its durability. Okay, when a durability gets worn out, it breaks and you have to fix it. That works for tools and weapons. Items, like these things, okay, that number is the amount that's inside the stack. We got 1 can. We got 1 bottle of water. We got 1 bandage. But as far as a tool or a weapon is concerned, it's the quality, okay? So now that I have those stone axes, I want to get a whole bunch of wood and a whole bunch of stone. Okay, right now I'm going to need about 200 stone and about 700 or 800 wood. Okay, I'm going to explain why here shortly. Okay. First thing I'm going to talk about is these 5 biomes. Okay, there are 5 biomes in the game. The forest, which is in the center, and that's what we're in now. It's the easiest biome. It's the most resource filled, and it has the least enemies to deal with. Yeah, there are zombies running around. Sure, you will see a wolf and a bear every once in a while, but they're very few. There's not very many of them. It's pretty safe. Okay. Another biome is the burnt forest biome. It's basically where the nuclear war occurred and everything's burnt and blown up and destroyed. Okay, it's harder than the forest because it has two things in it that the forest doesn't tend to have till a little bit later in the game, and that is vultures. There's a chicken. You see him? I want to try and get a couple of these chickens. They're a bit frustrating. I'm not very good at killing them. He keeps disappearing. He's going to run into the water. The grass kind of acts as a shield. And he runs into the water. There we go. Alright. I'm going to beat on him with my stone axe. That's the only thing I have. And I'm going to get some bones from him. I need 5 bones. I only got 4, okay? I only got 6 meat. We'll talk about that a little better when I get a knife, okay? Alright. Now the burnt forest biome has vultures in it. Undead vultures and undead zombie dogs, okay? They're very difficult to deal with for most of the newer players. And they do a lot of status effect damage, okay? They run really fast, they're hard to escape. And they get a lot of people killed, alright? So we don't want to go in the burnt forest right now because it's more difficult. All right. Something unique about the burnt forest is the trees. When you hit them, you don't just get wood; you also get coal. Okay, because it's burnt down tree, and you get coal from the burnt down tree. All right. Coal is one of the ores that you're going to use to make bullets with. All right. So it's kind of neat that you can go in there and get coal and wood, but that's really not that big of a deal considering the risk, okay? Then there is the snow biome. The snow biome is much more dangerous because it's filled with... Get that little... I hate these chickens. Come here. What happens is you run out of stamina. And you can't swing your weapon. We'll talk about that in a minute. Alright, we should have enough bones now. Get away from these zombies. There's always zombies near the animals. It's like they spawn together. Alright, so when I get up 5 bones, okay, I'm getting those from the chickens. I'm going to go recipes, I'm going to create myself a bone knife. Okay. This bone knife is what I'm going to use now to harvest meat with. Alright, so instead of killing the chicken now, instead of harvesting the meat from the chicken with the axe, I'm going to harvest it with the bone knife, and I'm going to get twice the yield. So instead of getting 6 meat, I'm going to get like 10 meat. Okay, you do that now, any type of corpse that you harvest for either rotting meat or edible meat, you're going to want to use that knife instead of your axe to get a higher yield. Alright, looks like we did hit the burnt forest here. So these 4 biomes, okay, they're going to be random on the map. Okay, it could be burnt forest here, it could be burnt forest here, it could be burnt forest here, it could be here. I don't know where they are. This is all fog of war. Okay, the point of exploring is to find out. Okay, what I'm looking for is the snow and the desert because there's something I want to get from both of them. Okay, and I also want to know where the wasteland and the burnt forest are, so I don't go anywhere near them right now. Like I say, you go to the quickest corner, you're going to find 2 of them, and then you're going to be able to extrapolate where the other 2 are, what the other 2 are. All right. So I can see right over the hill here. I saw the burnt forest. At least I think I did. Yeah. Okay. So looks like due north. So is the burnt forest. Okay. This is what the burnt forest looks like. Now the closest next zone to me, biome to me, is going to be east because they're going to connect at the corners, around the corners. So there's going to be another biome over here, pretty close to me. Okay. So I'm going to go see what that is. I don't want to go into that burnt forest because there are dogs and vultures in there, and I don't want to deal with them at this level. So I'm just going to kind of run down the edge of it. Okay. Now back to the snow. The snow is more difficult because it has stronger zombies in it. The lumberjack zombies. They have more hit points. They hit harder. Okay, they're just a stronger zombie. Alright, and they have lots of predatory animals in them. Okay, predatory animals run, and they're strong. They have lots of hit points. They hit hard, and they're actually more difficult to deal with than the zombies are at this level. Okay, plus the snow has the cold weather effect. Okay, we'll talk about weather when we do close. Alright, what's special about the snow is you can collect snowballs. You can dig up snowballs. And snowballs, even though there's water sources all over the map, snowballs are nice because you can put them in one giant stack and have your own basically personal well or cistern on you. So you can make water at any point in time that you want. You don't have to go get it. You know, I don't have to run over here to this water source to get water every time I want it. Having snowballs on me means I can make water at will. Okay, so it's like I say, when we make our base, it's going to be like having a well at our base. The next biome is the desert biome. The desert biome is also very dangerous because it has a predatory animal, the coyote. Okay, strong, he can eat you really quick. It also has lots of vultures in it, and it tends to have zombie dogs as well. Okay, so the desert is pretty hard as well. We don't really want to be in the desert right now. What's unique about the desert is it has aloe vera and yucca plants in it that can be harvested. Now, these are two very important plants. The aloe vera plant is what you make healing bandages with. You know, like basically healing potions like any other game would have. All right. And obviously healing is very important. And yucca can be turned into drinks. Okay. Later on, yucca can be turned into the best drink in the game. So that's your hydration. And also drinks give you stamina regeneration. So that's your hydration and your stamina. Let's see if we can get this chicken. My stamina's low, so I'm going to kind of walk up on him and let my stamina regen. Try not to let him ditch me here. See how it runs straight to the zombie? You notice that? Be careful, they'll run you right into a wolf. These guys are like professional tight ends of the football team. I haven't been juked like this since I played Madden. Careful now, he's running into the burnt forest. I guarantee you he's headed for a dog. So be looking up at the horizon if you're going to chase him in here. I should be able to kill him in just one hit if I can get right up on him. See that shit? He's so hard to hit. Alright, now I'm going to use the knife, alright? This is going to give me more meat, more bones, more feathers, and that's what he drops, okay? We'll talk more in detail about that here shortly. Now let's get out of this burnt forest. Alright. The last biome is the wasteland, okay? The wasteland is like endgame, okay? It's the hardest biome. It's got way more zombies. Way more predatory animals, filled with zombie bears and zombie dogs. They're constantly spawning. There's landmines all over the place. There's all kinds of crazy weather effects happening. It's insane. It's the hardest biome there is to go to. It's where you want to be when you're high level. Okay, so we want to make sure that we're nowhere near the wasteland. All right. That being said, what I'm doing right now by exploring is I'm trying to do several things, all right? First thing I'm doing is I'm looking for these other 4 biomes. I want to find the desert so I can harvest aloe vera to make healing bandages. And I can harvest yucca so I can make stamina regenerating drinks, okay? I want to find as many of these eggs and feathers as I can to make arrows and to make food with, okay? I want to find the snow so that I can get some snowballs stacked up. And I want to find tree stumps because tree stumps have a chance to drop honey, and honey is an antibiotic. Okay. Also, while I'm doing this, I'm looking for roads which will lead me to towns which I want to explore. Okay, I want to find towns, and in those towns I want to find farms that I can use to harvest their vegetables so I can make my own farm and make my own food. Okay. And I want to find any special POIs or as many traders as I can. Traders around the map are allowing us to trade, buy and sell. Here's a tree stump. Okay. I'm going to beat on this and try and get some honey. Alright, the main things I'm looking for are tree stumps for honey. We did not get one. It will pop up over here. Be a little honey icon. Okay. I want to get that honey, and I want to get these eggs. Okay, that's really the main two things I'm looking for. Alright. Now we found the snow biome. Alright, so now we know we got this junction of the snow and the burnt forest here. That tells me in the south, there's the center. In the southwest corner is going to be the junction of the wasteland and the desert. But I don't know which is which. I don't know if we have wasteland here or here. I don't know if we have desert here or here. Okay. Now I can run south, all right, and find out where what that next biome is, and then I definitely know what the other one is. Or I can head west. All right. They're about equally distant to me, except I'm in the northern part of the map. Alright, which means I'd have to travel twice as far as I will this way, because I'm already to the north. Okay, alternatively, I could just go straight diagonally all the way down. Okay, I'm just going to head due west and determine what that third biome is over there, and then I will know what the last one is by doing so. But before we do that, okay, since we found the snow, we're going to go ahead and grab up some snowballs. Now I need to pay attention in the snow. Snow is a dangerous biome. There can be bears and wolves all over the place. All right, even right here. I'm going to go up here to tools. I'm going to make myself a stone shovel. Okay. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to dig up some snow. I need to be paying attention. All right. I could very easily have a bear or a wolf get up on me. Now, you can outrun anything in the game except for a vulture and a charging zombie dog. And I'm going to show both of those to you when it happens, okay? I'm going to talk about how to get away from them as well. But the only way that you're going to outrun something is if you have at least 30 stamina. If you have 30 stamina, you can turn around and you can get enough distance between you and whatever it is that's chasing you to be able to get away from it. Less than that, you might not get away. No stamina, you're definitely not going to get away. So as I'm chopping up this, as I'm digging up this snow, I'm watching to see that no animals walk up on me. And I'm watching my stamina bar. When my stamina bar hits 30, I'm going to stop swinging this and let it regenerate. Okay, in the bottom right-hand corner, I can see how much snowballs I'm getting. Right now I got 172, 177. I don't want to go down into the dirt. I don't want to dig up dirt. So I'm just going to get this top level of snow. Alright, so I'm going to chill and let that stamina regenerate. Looks like I got about 200 snowballs. I want to get about 300, 350 of them, okay? All the numbers that I'm quoting to you when I play this, I've tested. I'm quoting you these numbers for a reason, alright? And it'll all make sense later on. So about 300 snowballs. You can get, a little more, a little less, not that big of a deal. Just get around 300. Oops, I don't want clay. I want snow. That's good, 314. Okay, I don't need this shovel anymore, so I'm going to scrap it. Alright, I don't need this clay right here. I'm going to get rid of it. Okay. Alright, now I'm going to head back and try and find out what that other biome is over there, because I haven't found the desert, and that is what I am looking for. The number one most important thing in this game is going to be, like any other game ever made, your heals. Okay? So that's what we're going to go looking for now. We're going to go find our heals. And while we're looking for our heals, again, we're going to try and pick up as many eggs as we can and as many tree stumps for honey as we can. Alright? I want to talk about honey, okay? That zombie, I fight that zombie. He hits me. He has a 20% chance every time he hits me to give me an infection. An infection like, the zombie virus. That will turn me into a zombie and kill me. When he hits me with infection, it's going to be 1%. A few minutes are going to go by, it's going to be 2%. A few minutes is going to go by, it's going to be 3%. A few minutes are going to go by, it's going to be 4%, 5%, 6%, 10%, 20%. Eventually, it's going to hit up 100%, and I'm going to be dead. Okay, the way to clear an infection is with antibiotics. All right? Antibiotics can be rare. They can be very difficult to find. Sometimes you can get them really quick and get them on Quest Reward. Okay? Sometimes you find 4 or 5 of them in a hospital if you find a hospital. You can get them, okay? But sometimes they're rare and you can't get them for a very long time. So let's say I got in a fight with that first zombie when we first spawned in. Remember that first zombie I ran around? What if I got in a fight with him and he hit me and I got an infection? So far I've only seen 1 tree stump and it did not give me a honey. So right about now my infection will be about 20%. Now a honey only clears 5% infection. Okay? So if I found a honey right now and I ate it, then my infection would go from 20% to 15%. I would need to find 3 more honeys in order to clear it. Now you think about how long it took me to find that 1 tree stump. How long is it going to take me to find 3 more? Okay? The time that it takes me to find 3 more, my infection grew from 20% to 50%, which means I still didn't clear it. And what will happen is you'll get in a loop where you're constantly looking around for tree stumps to get honey, or praying that you find some antibiotics on a quest or inside some random house and not getting it, and then you die. Okay, so what we're going to do here, part of the strategy, is to get the honey prior to getting the infection. That way, if we get an infection right when it's at 1%, we're going to eat a honey and the infection is going to go away. Okay, that's why we're looking for tree stumps. Also, while I'm running, I'm not going to pass up any bags. I don't care about trash right now. Okay, but any bags that I see, I'm going to loot. Okay, sometimes these bags have guns and armor in them and empty jars that I can make drinks with. So I want to loot them because I can get nice stuff from them. You can get stuff from the trash too, but the trash has just lots of different kinds of things in it. See, here's the trash. And we don't want to clutter up our inventory right now with things like this. They're not that valuable because it'll weigh us down. And if you get too encumbered from having too many items in your inventory, you'll move really slowly. And as you can see, we've got a lot of running to do on day 1, and we don't want to be moving slowly. Okay, we want to move fast, so we don't want to get weighed down. All right, but the bags drop armor, so we want that armor. All right, let's talk about the zombies and the animals. Okay, that's the 2 types of monsters that are on this game: zombies and animals. Okay, zombies. We also have to talk about that daytime and nighttime, so I'm going to talk about them kind of at the same time. Okay, during the day, zombies walk. As you can see, they're very easy to avoid. I just run right by them. Basically, I'm not going to get in a fight with a zombie unless I choose to. Okay, or I'm not paying attention to what's going on around me. I can run right into one and get hit because I'm not looking at what's in front of me as I run. Okay. At night, zombies run. Okay, they're much harder to deal with because they're running, so they can chase you down. All right, so we tend to hide out at night until we get a little stronger, because this zombie right here turn around and start chasing me down and runs faster than I run. Okay, I can't always escape. You should still be able to escape, and I'll show you how, but you can't always. All right, here, finally another tree stump. Hopefully we get a honey this time. I see a chicken over there. Maybe we can get him. I didn't want to get that other one because he was in the burnt forest. There you go. You see the honey? So now we have at least 1 honey. So if we get an infection, we can at least clear it. You want to get at least 1 honey. Okay, now I suggest you get 4 or 5. Yeah, he's going to run straight into the burnt forest. So pay attention if you're going to chase him. He'll run right to a wolf. I suck at this, by the way, if you can't tell. Alright, switch to our knife and harvest him up. I only need about 6 or 7 of these, alright, to get my 50 meat. Technically, you only need 5 because you get 10 meat per kill. But the first one, you were using your axe, and you didn't get the full yield, okay, that you would get with a knife. So 6 or 7 usually cuts it, okay? Now, as you can see, the durability on my axes down here is gone. Okay, I need to repair them. Click on them, hit repair, and you use a stone to repair them. Okay, let me organize this a little bit the way I like it. There we go. The other thing is the animals. Okay, there's two types of animals. There's predatory animals, and there's prey animals. So prey animals are like the chickens. Okay, they don't fight; they run from you. You hunt them down, you kill them, you get their meat so that you can have food. Prey animals are chickens, rabbits, deer, doe, and boar. Okay, they will all run from you, and you have to chase them down and kill them, except for the boar. The boar's not aggressive; he won't attack you. But if you attack him, he will fight back, and he is strong. Okay, so if you attack a boar, you're ready to fight because he's going to fight back. And right now, for instance, at this level, he would kill me. All right, he's stronger than I am. And then there's the predatory animals. Okay, predatory animals: wolf, rattlesnake, coyote, cougar, bear. Okay, dire wolf, which is a more powerful wolf. The zombie dogs, which is like a Doberman Pinscher or a Rottweiler. You see those, that's a zombie dog. The wolves are like a gray or a black, like a dark brown. You'll see the difference between them, okay? And zombie vultures, all right? Zombie bears are the strongest monster in the game, all right? Predatory animals attack you on sight, all right? They're very strong. They're stronger than zombies, and they tend to eat noobs, all right? The thing about the predatory animals is they have a very small aggro range, okay? Meaning you have to get pretty close to them to get them to attack you, all right? Which means you should be able to avoid them just as easily as you avoid the zombies. The zombies are too slow. You just walk right around them, okay? But the predatory animals, they're fast. They can run you down. You can't always escape. Like I say, as long as you have 30 stamina, you should be able to outrun them. But if you don't, damn it, give me that freaking cop. Thank you. He can chase you down. Okay, you'll run out of stamina and you'll stop. You can't run anymore, and then he'll catch up and get you. All right. But they have a very, very, very small aggro range. All right. You see this tree? You see that little garbage right there on the ground? That little yellow garbage right there where my target reticle is at? Okay. You can be about this close to a predatory animal, and he won't attack you. Okay. You start getting closer than that, he's going to aggro and he's going to come after you. All right. So as you can see, you can be pretty close to him. All right. So really, getting attacked by an animal is about you paying attention. All right. If you're not paying attention, then you'll run into him and he'll attack you. Or if you're chopping his tree down right here, and he kind of just happens to walk up behind you and get close enough to you, he'll kill you because you're not paying attention. All right. So when you're doing something, be watching. See how I'm turning? Make sure that you're looking around. That way, it's not that he's coming after you. It's that he just stumbled upon you and you weren't paying attention, and now he's in your range and he's going to attack you. All right. At night, it's more dangerous because there are more predatory animals out. Okay, in any biome you're in. Right now, like for instance, we're mostly in the forest. We haven't seen a single predatory animal. Right. At night, we would have seen 2 or 3 by now. If that tells you anything. All right. So nighttime is more dangerous than daytime because the zombies are running and there are more predatory animals out. Okay. So now let's talk about what's called the heat map. All right. The heat map is how the monsters in this game detect you. All right. They detect you first and foremost by line of sight, like any other game. If they see you, they come after you. Okay. And it just has to do with the range at which they can see you. Zombies can see you from further away than animals can. Alright, well, we got another honey, that's good. Okay? A zombie can, an animal you have to be like as close as these trees are here. But a zombie can see you from that far away, that tree over there. Okay? But zombies are walking, no problem. Okay? The other way that they can see you is, or they can detect you, is through noise. That's noise. You hear it, so do they. Okay? There are certain, decibels of noise, okay? Some things make more noise than other things. Beating on grass and running around makes very little noise. It's noise. They will hear it if they're close enough. Alright? But it's not that much noise. Beating on this tree, on the other hand, makes a lot more noise. Okay? The range at which they can hear me from is further than what they would hear me from if I was beating on the grass. Okay, and if you notice, when this tree falls, it's going to make a really loud crashing noise. Let my stamina regenerate. I don't like to be low on stamina in case I have to take off running, especially since I'm adjacent to this burnt forest. So I get down to about 30, I want to stop and let my stamina regenerate up some. Alright, listen to the crashing sound. That was a lot of noise. Anything around me hears that noise is going to come over here to investigate the noise. Okay, see, there she is. See him over there? They heard the tree fall. They came to investigate the noise. He hasn't seen me yet, but she has. See how he's walking towards the tree? He's kind of walking up the hill towards where the tree noise was. He's just going to investigate a noise. So was she, but she saw me. See the one way out there? Where my target reticle is at? She's coming at the noise she heard. He saw me now, so he turned. Alright? Noise. They detect the noise. Okay? What's louder than trees is beating on stone. Okay? Go over here to this boulder. And I beat on this boulder. That's even louder than beating on the trees. Okay? There's a wolf right there. I got 40 stamina. I can't fight him. He'll kill me. Alright, so I'm just going to run my stamina out. Run away from him. Okay. See? He's gone. I outran him. See him over there? I'm going to use... Well, can you see my target reticle? You see him right there? On my target reticle? Look how close I can get. Okay? Alright. Don't run yourself out of stamina and be paying attention. The worst thing is when you're hauling ass up a hill and there's a bear right there. That's how you get killed. Okay? So be paying attention and try and avoid the hills when you can. Alright? The loudest thing is beating on metal. Okay? Metal's going to be like beating on a metal car or a metal door. Okay? A refrigerator. Okay? Or one of the old metal ores like iron and lead. Iron and lead are metal ores. Okay? So if you're mining iron and lead, you're going to be making a lot of noise. Alright, and that draws them all towards you. See? Watch this guy right here. He's gonna hear me beating on this rock. Well, he may see me first. Let me repair it. Alright, he hasn't seen me yet, but now he's gonna hear that rock. He's gonna come over here to investigate that noise. See? See how he turned over there? And eventually he's gonna see me, and of course he's close enough to have seen me now. So noise calls him, and then he sees you, and then he comes after you. You can actually make noise, get them to come after where the noise is at, and then run away from where you made the noise at. If they didn't see you, you'll see them go to the rock. And they'll kind of stand there stupefied, like, ooh, what was making that noise? If you run off. And I'll show you that later on this week at night, how excuse me, I'll attack them and make noise, and then I'll run away and crouch, and they'll go to where I made the noise at. And I can escape them, and I'll show you a trick on how to use noise to your advantage. Alright. The last way that they can see you is via heat and light. Okay? This torch. This torch does two things. It generates heat, they feel the warmth, and they go towards it. And it emits light, and they see the light, and they go towards it. Now during the day, that's not that big a deal. You're surrounded by light. Okay? But at night, it makes a difference, big time. Alright? If it's dark right now and I'm running through the forest with this torch, they're going to see the torch. They may not see me, but they'll see the light. Okay? So that's what gets you when you've made your base. Okay, it's because part of your base is going to be campfires, and they make heat and light. And it's going to be forges that you're making stuff with, and that's heat and light. Chemistry station, you're going to be boiling stuff in your chemistry station, and that makes heat and light. And all of those things combined add up. Your heat map actually gets more and more and more. So if I put this torch right here on the ground, I'm generating heat and light. That's making my heat map increase. If I start beating on this, I'm now generating noise. The combination of that heat, light, and noise is a lot. Okay, and that's what makes the zombies come after you. Okay, so the way that you can hide is we can use our crouch button. You'll see in the bottom left that green thing with the eyeball. That's my stealth mode. Okay, I'm trying to make a little noise. I'm not going to swing my weapon, okay, and make more noise. I'm not making any noise. I'm not moving. I'm not generating any light or heat. So if they have no line of sight on me, they can't detect me. Okay? So that's what a base is about. It's about breaking line of sight, right? You make yourself a building. You hide inside the building. They can't see through the walls. And you make no noise, no light, and no heat. They have no way of detecting you, and that's how you hide. Okay? So that's the heat map. Alright? The detection, how they detect you. So let's talk about game stage. Okay? Your game stage affects two things. Okay? It affects the strength and the number of the zombies and animals that you deal with out and abroad and inside buildings and on the Blood Moon event. Okay, and we'll talk about the Blood Moon event here last. All right. And the other thing it affects is your loot stage. Okay, the game is divided into 3 different loot stages. Stone Age, which is what we're in right now. The only thing that can drop are Stone Aged items associated to the Stone Age, like this stone axe that I'm using. All right, stone shovel that I made. All right. When you get a higher enough game stage, you will enter what's called the Iron Age. And now everything that would drop in a Stone Age still drops, but now things associated to the Iron Age drop, like an iron shovel, okay, an iron axe, fire axe. All right. And then there is the Steel Age. Now this right here is called Roadkill. I want to harvest this because it's a meat, okay, with my knife, and I'm looking for bones. Bones are very important. Okay, they come from anything that you harvest, any type of meat. All right, but this one also drops rotting flesh. So there's living flesh that I'm going to eat, and then there's rotting flesh that I'm going to use to make. It's like fertilizer. I'm going to use it to make my farm with later on. Okay, I don't need this nitrate right now, and I don't need this seed. I have enough cotton. I've met my quota. I'm going to go to recipes, cloth fragment, and I'm going to turn them all into cloth. Okay, and that takes 3 minutes. And I'm going to keep running. Whenever I see roadkill, I want to get it. Okay, because I want to pile up on that rotting flesh so that I can make myself a farm. And I need those bones for some things I'll show you later on. Alright, now I have 27 eggs. Okay, my quota is 28. So I don't need any more eggs. But I'm not going to pass any eggs up that I see. Okay, but I'm not really concerned with constantly looting eggs now because I've met my quota. 28 is, I want an even number too because it takes 2 eggs to make a bacon and egg. So I want an even number of them. An odd number means I'll have an egg left over, okay? So I have plenty of eggs. I don't really need eggs anymore. So for now, I'm just going to kind of lay off because every time I stop it slows me down. Okay? Here's one of the things I've been looking for. And that's a road. Okay? You see the house over there? Behind that tree right there? There's another house there. Roads mean towns. Okay? Now you see this is like a dirt road? They usually just lead to one building. Maybe at a building here or a building here. Okay? Same thing here. But this road is a big road. This is a main highway. Big main highways almost always lead to towns. Big main highway here. Big main highway here. You can pretty much be guaranteed there is some sort of town right here. And more than likely, there's a town up here. And more than likely, there's a town over here. Alright? So I'm just going to kind of go and see if that is. a town real quick. Because I don't want to explore that town right now. I want to find the desert. Okay? But if it is a town, I want to mark it on my map. I've found a town. So I know that there's one over here. Okay? So I'm just going to make a quick detour. And see if it's just one or two buildings or a whole bunch of buildings. Alright? Big main road. A couple of buildings. This is a town. Okay? Now, I'm going to kind of just skim the edge of this town. And hopefully I can spot a farm. I don't want to go explore this whole town right now. That's sidetracking me from my mission of finding the desert right now. But I don't want to miss any opportunities to find a farm if it's on my way. Okay? This is kind of on my way. Just kind of going to pass by and keep going off in that direction. Okay? We'll talk about farms in detail later. Okay? Here shortly, but for now, just know that that's what I'm doing. I'm kind of skimming the edge of town so that I put it on my map. I'll recognize it as a town later on, come back and explore the whole thing. And also kind of as I'm passing by, I'm hoping to see a farm. Okay? Most of these farms, if you pass them, you'll see them outright. Okay? You'll see the corn growing in the farm. But this farm, I happen to know it's a farm because I've been playing the game for a long time and I recognize it. Alright, the red house, the red shed, and the white fence here means there's a blueberry farm. Okay? Blueberries is one of the things I need, and I'll talk about that here shortly. Alright? This is one of the advantages the vets have that they fail to realize when they're telling noobs how to play the game and help them out. Okay? We know these things, you don't. Alright? This gives us a distinct advantage when we develop our strategies. Alright? That's why this strategy that I'm going to show you in this tutorial will include everything regardless of what you know. Alright? So, I don't want to spend time in this town. I just want to grab them blueberries. Alright? Now another thing about those tree stumps, okay? Even though tree stumps drop anywhere in the game, they tend to spawn more often in flat areas. Okay, see how this is flat compared to the hills we were in earlier? And flat areas tend to be around towns. So if you skim the edge of a town, you'll usually find a few more tree stumps than you would if you're skimming the edge of a mountain. Okay? It's not always the case. Like right now I'm not seeing any. Okay? But I guarantee you if we went around this whole town, okay, we would find 5 or 6 tree stumps. But I don't want to go around this whole town. It's eating up my daylight, and I want to find the desert. Okay? So I'm not going to get sidetracked. I only kind of visited the edge of the town because it was kind of on my way. But to get deeper into it will take too much of my time. Alright? So the loot stages, okay? Once I get to the Steel Age, I've unlocked all the items in the game, and everything will drop in the loot containers. Right? It's the higher game stage, right? So, the last thing that the game stage affects, is the most important thing, is your Blood Moon event. So, the Blood Moon, I'm going to beat on this rock right here, because I do need stone, okay, while I talk about this Blood Moon. The Blood Moon is a once-a-week event where the zombies know where you are. The heat map doesn't matter. You can't hide from them. It doesn't matter if you're making any noise. Light doesn't matter if you're hiding. Doesn't matter if you're behind walls. They know where you are, and they are going to attack you. And that's the whole point of the tower defense part of this game. All the stuff you're collecting, all the stuff you're building, all the things you're doing in this game are leading up to day 7. 7 days to die is the name of the game. When the zombies are going to attack you. Building your fort to defend yourself and keep yourself alive. Okay? You can't hide, they're coming after you. Alright? Now, your game stage is determined by your level and the days that have passed by. So right now it's day 1 and I'm level 1. So I'm game stage 1. Waiting for my stamina to regenerate. I go up here, I can see my game stage. Okay, I'm game stage 1, level 1, day 1, game stage 1. On day 2, I'll be game stage 2. On day 3, I'll be game stage 3, and so on. When I'm level 2, I'll be game stage 2. So if I'm level 10, day 10, I'm game stage 20. Okay? Something like that. I don't know the exact calculation, but it keeps going up. Alright? keep heading west till I bank on whatever that next zone biome is. Okay. If you die, your game stage gets dropped. That's the penalty for death. You lose your game stage. Okay, it drops down a few points. So understand that's good and bad. It's good because the higher your game stage is, the harder the zombies are, and the more of them there is. So it's good because you died and now there's less zombies to fight, so it's a little easier, right? But it's also bad because it also drops your loot stage. So if you die a lot, your game stage never gets high enough for you to advance from the Stone Age to the Iron Age. Which means it means you can loot every loot container in this whole town, and the best thing you'll find is this stone axe that I'm holding in my hand right here. Okay? You don't want to be in a position where you're only looting Stone Age items. You want to advance to the next loot age so that you can get the cooler, more fun items to play with, right? Looks like we found another town. So we've got 2 towns right beside each other. That's very good. Yeah, I like that. I may come back and build my base here. That's what I'm doing. One of the things that I'm doing is I'm scouting for a good place to build a base. Okay? So this is going to lead us to base building. Alright? The Blood Moon is the purpose of the game. It is the reason you're doing all the things you're doing in the game. Alright? It's what you're building up to, is building your base, your tower. And you're entering the tower defense part of the game with this. Every week, you have to defend your tower. Alright? That leads me to talking about experience. Okay? The vast majority of experience you're going to get over the course of the game is going to come from killing zombies and animals. Alright? However, that's a slow experience gain over time because you're playing for a very, very long time. Okay, this is a very large game. It's a 200-300 hour game, not a 40-hour game. Okay, but there are ways to burst your experience, and the biggest, most experience-gaining thing there is in the game is making a base. Okay, before I get into that, point out that we just discovered the desert. All right, this is the desert. Okay, this tells me without a doubt that the wasteland is the south part of the map. Okay, I now know that east is the snow, north is the burnt forest, west is the desert, and that means south has to be the wasteland. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to head along the corner of the border of the forest and the desert south. I don't need to run down to the wasteland. I know it's down there. I don't want to be anywhere near the wasteland at this level. Okay? But what I want to do is I want to explore as much of the map as I can while I still have daylight, looking for my base, the place I want to build my base. And I want to gather yucca, okay, and aloe vera. Now remember, we are in the desert, and it's a harder biome. We need to pay attention for coyotes, zombie dogs, and vultures. Okay? What I want to do is I want to collect 50 yucca and 90 aloe vera. Okay? I'm going to point out real quick that that is oil shale, and I'll talk about ores in a minute. Okay, but that's oil shale. Rabbits are even worse than chickens. I am not chasing that rabbit down. Alright. So, the experience per minute, okay? You have to go out and find zombies, which means, you know, you're running around before you find a zombie, you're not getting any experience. So that's why zombies give poor experience. Okay, you have to find the zombies to kill them. Okay? When you're mining, you're constantly gaining experience. Every time you swing your axe, your stone, your shovel, you're gaining experience points. So over time, okay, mining gives much more experience than killing zombies. Okay, building your base gives even more experience than that, and upgrading your base gives the most experience of all. One upgrade to a sizable base can be 4 to 5 levels. Okay, in experience. So this is a strategy that we're going to employ, okay, where we're going to build our base first. well, second. First thing we did was explore our map and gather some of our basic resources. Okay. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to build our base. Alright. And that's going to give us, first off, our base, our locus. Okay. You have to understand that a base is the place that you're going to build all your crafting stations, where you build things. This is a crafting game, okay? 7 Days to Die is called Survival Horde Crafting Game. Right now, by gathering aloe vera and stuff, we are working on survival. Next, we're going to work on hoarding. That's when we're going to find stuff. And then we're going to work on crafting, and that's when we're going to build stuff. And we're hoarding and building stuff to defend our base for the Blood Moon event when we get attacked. Okay, our base is like our shield. It's like our armor, so it protects us from the enemy attacking us at night on the Blood Moon. Alright? One of the mistakes that the newer players make is they fail to understand that the tutorial is about building their base, not about running to the trader. The trader is the first quest. And I'll point it out when we get to it. Now I'm going to show you that flag right there. That flag means that's a trader. You can verify that by going to your map, and you'll see the little mouth, the little yellow mouth. Okay, so I just found a trader. I'm going to pick an icon I like, and I'm going to write trader. Okay, now remind me that there is a trader there. Okay, the trader cannot be hurt by you or the zombies. Alright, and his kind of radius extends out a little bit around you. That's part of the trader. Alright, we get a little further away, we're back to regular stuff. Okay. This strategy that we're going to employ is going to be building our base, because it's going to give us our locus, our house, our base. I don't know what else word to use. It's our base. It's a place where we're going to put our treasure. It's where we're going to put our campfire and our bedroll where we respawn at. It's going to be the place we protect ourselves at. It's going to be where we build our crafting stations to build things with. Store our loot. Okay? Screw our girlfriend. Alright? It's our base. It's our home. Alright? We're going to build it next. And in doing so, we're going to get a ton of experience really early on. Okay? And that's going to make it to where when we get ready to go adventure, okay, first off, we don't have to do any more tedious running around and crafting and farming and mining. It's already done. And second, we're going to be way higher level, and every time you level up, you get perks, you get more stamina, and you get more health. Okay, that means when I get into fights, I'm going to be more prepared to fight than I would be right now. When we're done with our base, we're going to be like level 25 or 30, and we're going to do it in just a few short days. All right, which means you're going to be 30% stronger than you are now. You're going to have 30% more hit points. You're going to have 30% more stamina. And you're going to have 30 perks that you've already chosen. 30 abilities that are going to help you fight the zombies with. You're going to be much stronger than you are now. You're going to have plenty of food. You're going to have plenty of drink. And you're going to have plenty of medical. Okay, what we're doing right now by exploring, not only are we exploring, we're gathering the items that we need to replenish our 4 depleting stats. Okay? Our food, we're gathering food. We're gathering water, okay, for our water bar. We're gathering medical, okay, for our health bar. And we're gathering drinks for our stamina bar. Those are your 4 depleting bars. And that's what this explore phase is doing. Okay, we're looking for a good place to build our base while simultaneously gathering the things that we need in order to build the drinks and the bandages that we need to replenish our depleting stat bars with. And those stat bars deplete, you're dead. Okay, you die when you starve to death. You die when you thirst to death. You die when you get killed by hit points lost. Okay, and you die when you get an infection and can't clear it. Now those are the things that we're covering right now. All right, by gathering this. Now I want to talk about the farm. Okay. The farm gives you infinite food and infinite heals once you get it up and running. Alright, we're going to make that very early as well. Okay. There are several different types of seeds that you can get in this game to make your farm with. Alright? But there's only 6 that we're concerned with. Alright? We're concerned with yucca. That's why we're harvesting 50 of it right now. Okay? So that we can constantly make our drinks with it. Alright? Yucca makes the yucca juice smoothie, which is the best drink in the game. Early, we're going to drink red tea, which we're going to make from chrysanthemum. Chrysanthemum is the red flower that's all over the forest. We can get it anytime we feel like it, okay? That's why I'm not collecting it now. When I'm ready to make my drinks, for now, I'll just go collect some real quick. They're anywhere, okay? But I want to get yucca because that's what I'm going to make later on. And later on, I'm not necessarily going to be anywhere near this desert, okay? And I don't want to have to run out here to get yucca. I'm just going to grow it in my farm. And I'm collecting aloe vera, so I can grow aloe vera in my farm right out front, right at my front yard. So every morning, what the farm does, you harvest it every day, once a day. That's a day for your crops to grow, okay? So every morning I'm going to get up, I'm going to harvest my farm. I'm going to get a big stack of drinks, and I'm going to get a big stack of heals every day. Okay, I'm not going to go anywhere. It'll be right at my front door. Okay? So the yucca and blueberries make the yucca juice smoothie. That's the 2 for your drink. Aloe vera makes your healings. Okay, that's 3. And then we're going to be looking for corn, potatoes, and mushrooms. And that makes the food. Right. Now you get food in cans all over the place, but canned food gives very little food per can. Canned food ranges 5, 10, or 15 per can. Okay. Bacon and eggs is that mid-tier, and it gives 30 food. Okay, 32 actually. All right. And then there's the higher level food that we're going to build with the farm. Okay, that give 50 food. Okay, so 1 farm-made meal is better than 3 of the best canned foods that you'll find in a house. Okay, so it's much more food is what it is. Now that vulture over there, see him? My target reticle, will only attack me if I'm vulnerable. In other words, I'm fighting something, I'm half dead, I've got no stamina, or my back has been turned to him for too long. Okay, so as long as I know he's there, every once in a while, I'm just going to turn and look up at him, and he's going to fly away. Okay, he's not going to come near me right now. I'm not vulnerable. See, he's going to fly right away. And there's 2 of them. Big deal. All right, vultures are not hard to kill, like everybody keeps telling you. Vultures are actually the easiest thing in the game to kill. All right, I'll kill him with my bare fist. And if you notice, I'm playing on insane, and I kill him with my bare fist. All right, this is a farm. Now, I am thinking, I've already found like 4 towns here. Yeah, I already got a trader. I got 2 very close towns, and now I found a 3rd one. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to build my base somewhere around in here. Okay, this is the 4, probably over here. Because these 2 towns are kind of halfway in the desert. I don't want to really be in the desert early on, but this one's all the way in the forest. Okay, so I want to be near a trader though. Okay, and when we build base, I'll explain that more. But I'm thinking, since we spawned right here, there's a road right here, I'm thinking there's either a trader in this town, or there's a trader in this town, because usually you spawn near a trader. Okay, so the trader is either over here, and that would suck if he is, or he's over here. Now, if he's over here, then we've got 2 traders close to each other, and one of them is in the forest, and that's where I want to be. I want to make my base. See what I'm saying? You want your base to be close to a whole lot of POIs, points of interest. Okay, point of interest is a building, all right? The more points of interest that are close to your base, the more points of interest you can explore without having to travel, okay? If I build my base over here, every time I want to explore something, I got to travel all the way out here to explore it and all the way back to base. So I want my base to be close to as many of these POIs as I can. So this cluster right here of 3 towns and 1 trader is definitely somewhere in here is where I want to build my base. Knowing that, okay, there's going to be a skill that I pick later on called Farmer. That's going to double the yield of the plants I'm harvesting. Right now, when I harvest this yucca, I only get 1 yucca. Okay? If I have the Farmer ability, when I harvest it, I'll get 2. Since the farm stuff is kind of rare and I want to build it up, I'm not going to... Yeah, this is the best one too. This has potatoes, corn, and blueberries. Okay, this is the best farm right here. Okay? Remember, there's 3 things I need: corn, potatoes, and mushrooms. Corn is the most common, potatoes kind of rarer, and then mushrooms are the rarest. All right. So I'm not going to harvest this right now. All Alright, because this is close to where I'm going to build base. Instead, I'm going to mark it on my map. I'm going to say farm. This way, later on, when I have picked the living off the land perk that gives me the ability to farm, I'm going to come back and I'm going to harvest this, and I'm going to get twice as many potatoes, twice as many corn, and twice as many blueberries. Okay, I'll get a larger yield. Okay, and therefore I'll be able to make a bigger farm. Okay, so I've located that farm, but I don't want to do it now. If it was far away like that other one was, actually, I think that blueberry farm was over here, and had I realized at that point that I was going to build base in this area, I would not have looted that blueberry farm either. But at that point was really early when I first started running, and I did not know that I was going to run into 2 more towns this close together. So that being said, I didn't want to pass that and then never come back to it, you know, or I wanted to get those blueberries while I was there. But now that I know I've got a cluster of 3 towns right here and at least 1 trader, I'm pretty confident I'm going to build my base here, you know, somewhere in here. So I don't want to waste potential food sources. All right, so I've made my quota of 50 yucca, but I want 90 aloe vera. Okay? There's a reason for that. To make the farm, I need to have seeds. Okay, and it takes 5 of any plant to be converted into 1 seed. Okay, so I'm collecting 50 yucca because I want to convert those 50 yucca into 10 seeds. Okay, and I'm collecting 90 aloe vera because I want to convert 50 of those aloe vera into 10 aloe vera seeds, and I want to convert the other 40 into healing bandages for right now. Because I'm not going to make the farm for a few days, okay? And then it's going to take a few days for the farm to have yields in it, all right? But I need healing bandages now. I'm not going to be drinking the yucca drink right now. I'm going to be drinking red tea. But when I get ready to make the yucca drink, I want to have the yucca out in my farm. Do you understand? So I'm collecting the yucca for later, and I'm collecting the aloe vera for now and for later. Okay? It takes 4 aloe vera to make 1 healing bandage. All right. So if I have 40, then I can make 10 bandages, and 10 bandages will be enough to get me through the next week or so. See the flag right there? We just found another trader. And like I said, you can verify that by going to the map and seeing the little yellow icon. So we just found another trader. Okay. So I now have 2 traders. And actually, I can see off in the distance that town right there. See that town over there? I'm not going to run all the way out there right now. I got this zombie on me. I'm running out of daylight. But I want to mark on my map that there's a town over there so I don't forget about it. So see the way I'm facing? See that road right there? That's leading to this town over here. So I'm just going to mark that on my map. Town. I know there's a town over there. I just don't want to run over there. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4 towns clustered up. I got a good open forest area where it's the safest. And I got at least 2 traders. So I know I'm building base probably somewhere in here now. Alright. Definitely have a lot of POIs here to explore. This is a really nice find. This is definitely where we're going to build base at. Okay. So, I don't know. Unlike aloe vera and zucca, I don't know how many mushrooms, corn, blueberries, and potatoes I'm going to find. I'm going to find way less than this. I can't just say I want to go get 90 potatoes. I may not find any potatoes when I'm playing the game. All right. So it's just as many of those as I can get. It takes 4 aloe vera to make a healing bandage. So like I say, I'll be able to make 10 healing bandages right now. So I've got enough aloe vera now. I'm good. Okay, I got my 90. I don't need that anymore. So I want to get more honey. And I'm thinking somewhere up in here I want to make base. So I want to go kind of check this town out. Kind of check out these 2 towns. There might be another town right in here for all I know. I'm going to kind of look at this area right here and kind of explore and see what's going on right in here. So I'm going to head back that direction. I don't need to be in the dangerous desert anymore. I'm going to head back out to the forest now. I've met all my quotas, except my meat. I'm a little low on meat. And I'd rather have as much honey as I can get. I've only got 3 right now. 3's good, but I'd rather have 10. Okay, so now my search is going to be for honey and for meat as I continue to explore the area and unveil how many houses and stuff around here. Okay, so I'm going to head that. I'm also kind of focusing now on farms now that I've met my quotas. So I kind of want to go around the edges of these towns and see if I can spot any more farms. This little icon here means I'm getting low on water. Getting low on water reduces my maximum stamina. Okay, and also reducing my maximum stamina reduces the rate at which it regenerates. So I'm going to drink some water so that my stamina continues to regenerate at its normal rate, right? So I can continue to run really fast. Okay, so back to bandages, all right? So if I have 10 seeds, so if I got 90, right? So 40 of them I'm going to turn into 10 bandages right now that I can use. The other 50 are going to turn into 10 seeds in my farm. And with Farmer, when those 10 seeds grow into 10 plants, I will loot them and get 20, a yield of 20 plants as my harvest. 20 divided by 4 is 5. 5 is how many a stack make for bandages. So every day I will get a stack of healing potions. Okay? Same thing with the yucca. It takes 4 yucca and 4 blueberry to make a yucca juice smoothie. If I have 10 each, then I'm yielding 20 divided by 4 means I'm getting 5 of those yucca juice smoothies every day. And a yucca juice smoothie gives you 70 drink. Okay, that's more drink than you'll need in a day. Alright? I want to get at least 2 potatoes, 2 corn, and 2 mushroom. Because I'll harvest 4, right? 2 times however many seeds I have is how many my yield will be. And it takes 2 of those items to make the meal. You need 2 mushrooms, 2 corn, and 2 potato. So I'll be able to make at least 2 meals a day if I have 2 seeds, you see? And 2 meals at 50 per meal, 50 food per meal. That plus what I find is enough to cover me on food. Now I want more seeds. I would like to be able to make 8 or 10 or 20 of those meals a day. Okay, the more the merrier. Okay, but 2 is the minimum. 2 will cover me. Okay, 5 or 6 means I'm good, I'm solid. 10 means I never have to think about food ever again in a game. More than 10 means I'm selling it to the trader. Okay, I got more food than I need, I'm selling it for money. Alright, so that's what we're kind of looking for here. Looking for a little more honey, hopefully another chicken or 2, and whatever farms we can spot on the edge of these towns. I'm also kind of unveiling the towns, kind of looking at the POIs and seeing what kind of POIs there are. You're not going to know what all these POIs are. It takes you some time to learn. Okay, but like I know that thing right there, that's the Shotgun Messiah Factory. That's going to be a tier 5 mission. That's a good POI to have to be near. Okay, basically the rule of thumb is if it's named, if there's a name to the place, it's a good place to loot. It's going to have better loot in it. Alright, now let's talk about my day cycle. You can go in your settings, you can change all kinds of options, alright? I am playing on a 2-hour day cycle. That means my day lasts 2 hours in real life. Okay? I have an 18-6 split. 18 hours of daylight, 6 hours of night. Okay? I like to have long, full days, and I like to have short, tight nights. Now, when I say short, remember, I'm playing the maximum 2-hour days. A lot of people only play an hour, which means my nighttime is actually longer than their entire day is. Okay? So it's not short, it's still a good 45 minutes long in real life. It's just short compared to the entire day cycle. Okay, knowing that, I happen to know that my nighttime is going to occur at 2200. Right now, if you look at the top of the map, it's day 1, time 1948. I just know from experience playing that when that thing says 2200, it will be nighttime. And when it says 4 a.m., that's when it turns daytime again. That's 6 hours. Okay, so from 2200 to 4 is my nighttime, and that's when everything is running and there's more predatory animals and it's more dangerous. So I do not want to be running around at night at level 1. Okay. So what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to look for shelter now. I can either build shelter or I can take shelter over. Before I do that, though, I'm going to need to work on the rest of my tutorial, okay? So, the next thing I'm supposed to be making, okay, is clothes. And this is why we got the plant fiber. We're going to create our plant fiber plants, our shirt. We're going to click on clothing. We're going to grab the gloves, okay, the hat or the hood, whichever you like, and these shoes, okay? One of the reasons we made this cotton, this cloth, was to make this bandana. So we're also going to make that. Okay, the tutorial only tells you to make the pants and the shirt, but if you hit clothing, you should be making the whole outfit, okay? Clothing protects you against weather. You get too hot or too cold, you start consuming your food and water quicker. That's how you run yourself out of food. Clothing protects you against weather. Okay? This gives you that protection, for instance. Alright? So now my clothing is made. It says to craft a wooden club. I'm going to go back to the hammer. See how it's got the exclamation mark? We're going to create a club. A lot of people like the club. I think it's because it's the first thing they get and they practice with it, and that's what they get used to. But when I get into weapons later on in the game, I'm going to show you that the club is actually the worst weapon in the game. That's why you get it at level 1. Okay? We're going to scrap the club. And we are going to go here to weapons. So let's knife here and make weapons. And we're going to make a stone spear. It has a greater range to it. Therefore, it is easier to fight the zombies and do damage to them without them doing damage to you. Alright. I only need one axe now, so I'm going to get rid of this axe. I'm going to go ahead and repair that one. Okay? The reason we were collecting bird nests was also to get feathers. We're going to make the primitive bow. That's the next part of the tutorial. And I don't need a lot of arrows because I'm not an arrow guy. So I'm just going to make 100 of them. Okay? The problem is I don't have enough stone. Remember I told you I wanted to get 200 stone? I didn't stop to get my stone yet, which is why I stopped here at this boulder. So I'm going to beat on this boulder for a minute and get some more stone. It's better to beat on these large boulders. If you look down on the bottom right, you see how it says 18, 20 experience, 22 experience? It's showing the rocks I'm getting. These big boulders at this level with this weapon, this item, will give 1 rock per strike. The little smaller boulders, like that one over there, it's 1 every 2 to 3 strikes. So if you can find a big mass like this, beat on it instead of those little boulders like that. Okay? You get more stone, you have to hit on it as well. I want about 200. The reason I want 200 is because I want to make 100 arrows. And I also want to have 100 stone left over to repair all of my stone items. You have to use stone to repair this axe that I'm using, to repair that spear that I'm going to use. Okay? So I want about 200. Stamina's going down, so we'll let that regenerate. I put my bow down here. I don't need this nitrate. Never throw away animal fat. You get that from both of these sources, the chickens and stuff, and the rotting flesh gives you animal fat. Animal fat you get in little small increments over time. 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. And you're going to need them for your higher level food later on. Don't use your nano wax to make torches and candles, and don't throw it away. You're going to want that animal fat to make your larger meals with later on. Alright, that's good enough on stone. So now I'm going to go ahead and make those arrows. I'm going to click right here, and I'm going to make 100 of them. Like I say, I suck with the bow, so I will only use arrows up until the point that I have a gun. Okay. Alright, so they're going to make it for a couple of minutes, so I'm going to try and take off towards that other town I saw. Yeah. Try and skim the edge of that town. Hopefully I can make it there before it turns dark, okay? The next stage, okay, the next thing that I need to get right now is I need to get a cooking pot. Okay, you need to cook, you can cook this stuff without a cooking pot, but you get like charred meat, okay? And it gives you very low food, and sometimes it eats up your water as well, and some of these foods will poison you, and you'll take damage from them, okay? What we want is a cooking pot, because that way we can cook the food and make better meals, and we get a greater meal, a greater yield out of our meals, okay? We can't make bacon and eggs, for instance, without a cooking pot. You can't even make it, okay? Cooking pots are pretty common. You find them in the cabinets, sinks, stoves of residential houses, okay? Like any other item in this game, you can find items in any container anywhere in the game. But certain containers tend to drop certain loot more often, okay? So even though trash has the ability to drop anything in the game, okay, it only has, let's say for instance, a 1% chance to drop duct tape, where it has like a 10% chance to drop brass. You'll find more brass in a pile of trash than you would find honey, for instance. Okay, honey can drop in a pile of trash, but it's pretty rare in a pile of trash. I want to get that fixed, so I'm going to take this off the QE. 42 of them. I'm going to click on my feathers, I'm going to hit recipes, and I'm going to go ahead and make the other 42. And now my axe is fixed. So I happen to know, okay, that sinks and stoves and cabinets in residential houses will have a greater chance to give me a cooking pot. So that's where I want to go next, okay? You don't want to risk yourself early on as a noob, okay? You don't want to fight until you get some heals and some food and stuff, some way to heal yourself, all right? Some way to recover from the fight. But you need to get this cooking pot, all right? So this is where we're going to have to risk ourselves. Now, I would suggest you do it a little earlier than me. I like to use up as much of my daylight as I can to explore. I'm a little bit more practiced, and therefore I'm not really worried about fighting at night. But if I were you, I would not have waited till 2100 like I did. I might not even make it to that town in time. I'm really pushing my luck here. I probably should have... Okay, cool, it's right there. Alright. I need a place to hang out at night, okay? And avoid the nighttime monsters right now because I'm just too weak, alright? And I need a cooking pot as fast as I can. I would like to get the cooking pot before nighttime. That way I can cook my meals and stuff tonight, so I'm not just sitting there twiddling my thumb. I'll have something I can do to pass at least some part of the night without completely wasting the time away. Okay? Alright. So we want to try and find a residential house as quickly as possible. Now, you see how it says the next part of the tutorial, start a base? That's why we collected that wood. Okay? We're going to go ahead and make those wood frame blocks. So I'm going to make 200 of them. Put them down here on my bar. Mahak bar. Okay. Ooh, I pushed my luck, boy. It's going to be nighttime really fast here. Now, the reason I make 200 of them is because if I can't find a house to duck into, then I'm going to make a little base right here on the ground. I'm going to make a little cubicle, a little 4x4 room. Okay, that's cool right there. Maybe we'll... I know that tower right there maybe has one zombie in it. And here's another trader. Okay, this is definitely where we're making base. This is a trader. Yep. We just found another trader. So we got 4 towns here and 3 traders. It pays to look around on day 1. Okay. We are out of time. I want to find a house though. We're not going to be able to find a house. Alright, look, there's a house right over there. Okay. Now, just because I'm going to go in a house doesn't mean I'm going to get a cooking pot. Okay. These are pretty common, but you don't always get them right off. I might have to go into 2 or 3 houses to get one. The problem is, it's going to be nighttime here in about 5 minutes. So you don't have to fight the zombies. You can go in there and you can pull them out, and then you can double back and check all the containers. See what I'm saying? You don't have to go in there and fight. Right? Or you can go in there and fight, whichever you want. And you don't have to clear the whole house. You just want to get into that kitchen and get that cooking pot. Alright, see, I'm running low on food. So I'm going to go ahead and eat this. My starter food. Alright, I'm going to bust through this window. I'm just going to try and see if I can see the kitchen. I don't want to clear this whole house. I don't want to expose myself to 10 zombies. And how lucky was that? Alright. Damn it. Let's see if I can... Let me get my stamina back, because there's probably a zombie in that room. So what I'm going to do is raid as many kitchens as I can until I find a cooking pot or I run out of time. Okay? I waited too long. I should have started in that other town. I shouldn't have ran up here. Thinking I could find another farm. See how that cabinet looks? Whenever a cabinet looks like that, there's a good chance there's a zombie behind it. Nope, not this time. there he is. Alright, I can fight this guy, or I can lead him away. I can lead him out here and double back and loot everything. However, it is going to be nighttime here in like 3 minutes, and I need a place to camp, so I'm probably going to camp in this kitchen. Alright, I'm using a spear because it has a greater range. I can hit him from further away than he can hit me. And this is what I suggest you use as a noob, okay? It doesn't hit as hard as some of the other weapons does, but it keeps you far enough away that they can't rape you, okay? All weapons have a power attack with a right click. The spear is just to throw it, but you can pick it right back up. Don't run yourself out of stamina. With no stamina, you can't fight, you can't run, you can't swing your weapon. So get a little bit distance. Let your stamina come back. Now this zombie has a chance to do what's called enraged, and that's where he starts running. See, that's why he's moving so fast, he's enraged. But he's also crippled because I popped him in his leg, and that slowed him down. So he's enraged, but he's also crippled. Alright. Oh my goodness, we got like a minute. I waited too long. Hopefully there's no other zombies right here in the kitchen, because it's going to be nighttime and everything's going to start running. Alright, cool. And this is a crappy kitchen. The stove is broken. You also get food and containers in kitchens. All kind of food and water related stuff. Alright, it is nighttime. And I did not get a cooking pot. Damn. I waited too long. Alright? Now I'm in a very dangerous position because I'm in a house. And it's nighttime. What I'm going to do... I didn't find a cooking pot. So I'm going to do a little trick here. I'm looking around to make sure, because if zombie sees me, he's going to run at me. It's going to be much harder for me to deal with him. I only have one healing bandage. But I still have some daylight. Okay? So what I'm going to do... see if I can find another house. This is not good. Damn, are there any houses in this town? They're all buildings. You need to be paying attention. I'm running around at night. I'm looking for zombies. I do not want a zombie to see me. Now I can probably hold up in that shed right there. There may be one zombie in there. That's easy to board up real quick. Especially around these trees. See, I can't see what's on the other side of these trees. Alright, there's a couple of houses right here. Hopefully one of them has a cooking pot. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to build myself a tower. This is also going to advance my quest, my start a base quest. Okay. Right click, upgrades it. Another reason we want the spear is because we can get up on a tower like this. Okay? And we have the range, our weapon has the range to hit them from up high, but they can't hit us. Okay? 2 blocks high means they can't hit you, you're too high up. But you can look down with the spear and you can hit them. Okay? Now I'm going to upgrade the top part of this to the next level of wood. Now it's reinforced wood. Takes a little more for them to break it, okay? This is my little tower right here, okay? I'm going to use one frame as a stair to jump up here. As long as it's not damaged or upgraded to a block, you can pick it right back up again. If you leave it there, they can use it as a stair to jump up to you and defeat the purpose of your tower. Okay. I can use a spear and I can hit them from up here. Now, if there's more than one, they can jump on each other's back and jump up here. So you want to make sure you don't get more than one. Okay. So I'm going to put it down here. So I'm going to run up here real fast. I'm going to chop this tree down because it's blinding me. Taking note that since I'm beating on a tree, I'm making noise, and it's nighttime, and I'm drawing running zombies, or possibly a wolf or a bear, to my position. That's not something I want to do. Okay, but I'm paying attention, I'm listening, I'm looking. I gotta get rid of these 2 trees, they're blinding me, and it's gonna get really dark really fast. Just keep your stamina up so you can run, Alright, now I can see a little better. Okay. So let's go check this house here. See if we can find a cooking pot. Now, if you look over here, you see that I'm encumbered. The way encumbrance works is you can only carry a certain amount of items. If you carry more than the amount of items that you're allowed to carry, you'll be encumbered. Encumbered means you start to slow down. So these gray ones are safe to fill. The ones that little backpack means if I start filling them up, I start to get encumbered. Okay, in other words, 9 times 3. I have 27 slots that I can fill before I get encumbered. My 28th slot, I'll get encumbered. 29, I'll be encumbered 2. 30, I'll be encumbered by 3. The more encumbrance I have, the slower I'll move. So I'm going to get rid of these dyes. I don't need them. I'm going to get rid of these seeds. I don't need them. I'm going to scrap this chair into wood. Don't double click or right click glass because you'll eat it if you use glass. And if you eat it, you commit suicide and die. So just throw it away. Okay? I don't need these cans. I'm going to eat this dog food, and that's going to turn into another can. I'm going to eat this sham. And I'm going to get rid of these. I don't need this goldenrod. I don't need this coffee. I can get plenty of it later. I don't need nitrate. I can get plenty of it later. Okay, but I want to keep my food and stuff, okay? So now my encumbrance is gone. I can move fluidly again. Make sure that my stuff is repaired. Okay? Alright. You repair the bone knife with bone. Alright. Okay. Make sure there's nothing around me. I'm going to mark on the map the location of the little tower I made. See it right there? With my quick bar, my quick flag. That way if I kind of get disoriented while I'm fighting or running, I just point my compass towards my red flag. See it on my compass? And I'll be running straight towards my little tower. Alright. Bust through this window. I'm making noise. Anything around me is now headed towards this noise. Let's see if I can see a kitchen in here. See that zombie right there? He's not moving because he's what's called a sleeper. See the other one on the floor there? Okay. They're asleep. If I make too much noise, they'll wake up. Alright? I'm going to remember that they're right there. Actually, you see how I've got this portal? If it's 2 blocks, his body can fit through it, but if it's 1, he can't. Alright? This couch is leather, and I do need leather. Alright, so I'm going to use my bow. I'm going to crouch, and that gives me stealth. And since I'm in stealth, I'm going to get triple damage. I'm going to pop that sleeper in his head. Now he's going to run this window. He lost me. You see, he lost his awareness of me. Here he comes. He's going to try and get to this door. That's cool. Let's help him. There's a spike trap right there. Now I'm playing on insane. That means he has a lot of hit points. Okay, the higher your difficulty setting, the less damage you do, the more damage they do. That's why it took me 10 hits to kill that guy with the spear. The spear isn't that weak. It's because I'm playing on insane. On regular, this spike trap will kill this guy, but on this setting, it'll only hurt him. Okay. He's already hurt from the arrow to the head. So he's gonna bust through that. He's gonna hit that spike. And he's gonna come after me. So I'm gonna jump up here. Get rid of my staircase. So you get the spike trap. Now if he dies on the spike trap, I won't get any experience for him. Alright, but yeah, it killed him. Alright? Didn't it? Yeah. Which is fine. I didn't get any experience for the kill. The spike trap killed him. Alright? But that's cool. I'm not worried about 200 experience for this guy. I'm going to get tens of thousands of experience when I start hunting. When I start building my base. Arrows you can pick up. Alright, I'm going to be very careful here. I don't know what's in here. I know there's that guy. But he's one of the slow guys on the ground. He can be easily killed. Just remember I'm making noise, and I may call up more. You really need to pay attention to what's behind you, because this is when the wolf walks up on you. He hears the noise of us fighting. He comes over here to see what the noise is. He's behind you. You're backing away from this guy, and you back right into the wolf, and he kills you. So be paying attention of what's around you. I'm going to crouch. That'll give me A little bit of stealth here, but I need my light, and that's going to cancel some of my stealth. Whoa! Get rid of that. Get my spear out. Crouch. If you crouch, they'll lose their awareness. Now I'm going to show you that trick I was talking about, okay? With their awareness. Alright? She don't know where I am. She went to the noise of me jumping. I'm going to crouch real quick. She's going to go to where she heard the noise. See? Where she heard the noise at. Oh, too close, she saw me. Like I say, I'm not a professional bow user. Jump up here and crouch, she should forget about me. Nope, she's too close. Alright, not this time. Like I say, she can't hit me, but I can hit her. You saw it the first time, though, right? It takes a little practice. Me, I'm not a pro stealth guy, so at least I got to show you it. If you practice it, you can literally hit them, run away from them, crouch, and they'll forget about you. Hit them, run away from you, crouch, and they'll forget about you. You just got to get your timing right and your distance right. And you know, I don't do that a whole lot, so I'm not very good at it. Alright. Now you see how hard they hit me? Playing on the same chart, it's one hit took a quarter of my life. I gotta be careful. Make sure there's no wolves out here. No bears creeping up on me. I think we're clear. Alright. There it is, cooking pot. Like I say, it's pretty common, okay? But also you want to hit a couple kitchens because you want to get some empty jars. Okay, because you want to be able to make some drinks. And also kitchen cabinets tend to have food in them. Okay, so they can kind of get a little bit of food right now too, see? Alright. Now this house is not clear. All I did was clear this little hallway into this room, okay? I'm not safe in here. But I have broken the line of sight to everything out in the yard that's wandering around right now. And I have cleared this area right here, okay? So I should be safe in this house. I don't know what's down there. You better believe there's 3 or 4 zombies down there. Okay. Looks like there's probably an upstairs somewhere, which I haven't found yet. Alright. I bet you there's something over there. You see all that crap. There's something going on over there. Okay. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to clear me up some space. Right, there we go. Now I'm going to build myself a little tower in here. Like I built out there, only not as big. That I can run to the one outside if I need to. Okay. This is just in case something attacks me in the house. I can jump up here and fight it. And if things get rough, I'll run outside to the thing I made outside. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and cover this window up. Okay, so now there's no line of sight that anything has to me right now. Unless something in this house walks around. Oh, this figures. Well, is it in my way? That light is kind of bumping me, but it doesn't seem to have any physics to it. I'm not running into it, I'm going through it. Okay, so that's good. Otherwise we'd have to move to a better place. Alright? So now I'm going to crouch. Okay? There's no line of sight, but there is some light in here. Okay? But this isn't light being generated by me. It's kind of just coded into the game as their light source, you know what I mean? So it doesn't really do anything. Alright? the light that I generate is going to be the problem. All right, I should be able to just sit right here and not make any noise, just crouch like this, and nothing will bother me all night long. Okay, it's when I start making noise and heat that things can bother me. But the reason I went and risked my life to get that cooking pot is because I am going to make some noise, so I need to be prepared, which is why I made this little perch to set on. Make sure I get rid of that. Okay, if one comes after me, I should be able to just spear him and kill him. If 2 or 3 come after me, they can jump on each other and get up here, so I'm going to run outside. Alright, and get on the bigger perch that I have. That should be okay, though. Alright? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build myself a little platform right here beside me. Alright, right here. And now I'm going to build my campfire. Now the reason I did not build my campfire earlier is because when you build the campfire, you complete the tutorial. Okay? And when you complete the tutorial, it will then tell you to go on your first quest, which is to go to the nearest trader, and it will show you on your map the nearest trader to you. Okay? So, now this map wasn't bad, alright? This map actually started me off in a good spot. I guarantee you, had I did my tutorial right there and dropped my campfire right there, it would have sent me to that trader right here. Okay? But that's not always the case. Excuse me. In fact, most of the time, you're going to spawn down here somewhere. You know what I mean? You're going to spawn in some weird place. You spawn all over the maps. Yeah, that's the randomness of it. Okay? And more times than not, you spawn near a little town. Okay? You can tell by the roads how big the towns are. A lot of times, if you think about just 3 roads, like there's a road right here. Okay? A road right here. And a road right here. And the same thing going vertically. A road right here. A road right here. And a road right here. There's a lot of towns that are that big right there. And a lot of times when you spawn, you'll run up to a trader and it'll just be that little town like that. Or you might get a bigger town, but there may not be any towns near it. You see how there's no towns over here? Okay, this was a nice spot because this was a cluster of 3 towns right beside each other. 4 towns right beside each other. I mean, this really is a beautiful freaking spot. Okay, this is 3 big towns with lots of POIs in them. Okay, and 3 traders. It doesn't get much better than that. I mean, this is just beautiful for the tutorial. I gotta tell you. Okay, you don't know where you're gonna spawn at. All right, that's the purpose of exploring. And you want to build your base near a lot of POIs. So if I had spawned at this time, okay, and I ran over to the nearest trader, and it was one of those small little towns, and the nearest town was over here, then I would go through these POIs, these 10 or 12 POIs, in like 2 days. And that would mean, since I build my base right here, I'd have to travel from my base all the way over to the other town every time I wanted to do something, back and forth, back and forth. Maybe the next town is way over here. I have to travel all the way back and forth, back and forth. I don't want to do that, okay? Or I have to relocate and build a new base. Or I have to not build a base until I found the better spot, which means you're going to be looking around for the better spot at that point. Okay? So the best thing to do is look around and find yourself a good point to build your base at. Okay, now I like this. Alright, this, I guess I knew when I kind of skimmed it. Alright, you can tell by the houses and the way the roads are shaped how big the town is. That's why I was like, when I was down here, I was like, I want to go see that other town. Because if this had turned out to be just this little square block right here, then I probably would have built my base over here. So I could run back and forth with these 2 traders. You see what I mean? They'd be close. And I'd have both of these big ass towns to go through. But it turned out, as I came up here, there was another trader, and this is also a big town. I guarantee you there's another town over here. I can tell by the road. Okay, and there's probably another town up here too. Okay, so this is a nice little cluster. Lots of POIs very close together. That's what I want. Okay, so this is where I'm going to build my base. Now, I want my base, first and foremost, to be near a whole bunch of POIs. Second, I want my base to be close to the trader. Okay, because I want to be able to say if I build my base right here. Okay, I want to be able to go from my base to the trader, and from the trader to my base. So I get up in the morning, I loot my farm and make my food. I run over to the trader, I grab a mission. I run over here, I do the mission. I run back to the trader, I sell what I don't need. I run into my house, I drop off what I do need. I run back to the trader, I grab a new quest. I run back out and do the quest. You see? I want to be close. Okay? It's a hub. The trader is a hub. So we're not just going to build a fort. What we're going to do is we're going to build a base. And the base is going to include the trader. The trader is part of the base. It's the hub where I buy and sell, and the hub where I get jobs and missions to go out and do things in the world. Okay? I want to build a farm so I can get food, and I want to build a tree farm so I can get lumber. And I also want to be able to mine, so I can build my base with the stuff I mine, and I can make bullets, and I can make upgrades for my base with the things I mine. We're going to need to get iron in order to make a great many things in the game. We're going to need stone and clay in order to upgrade and build our base, and we're going to need lumber in order to build our base. We're going to need coal and nitrate to make gunpowder with, and we're going to need lead to make bullet tips with, and gunpowder and bullet tips make bullets. Okay, so we want mines near our base. We make mines out of ores. Okay, if you look at the map, you can learn how to use the map. Okay, this is the contour of the land. Okay, these are like hills, depressions, or raises in the land. Now you can build your base wherever you want if you don't mind digging and stuff like that. Me, I like to build my base on a flat land. So this is nice right here because this is flat and near the trader. Okay, this is perfect right here. What I need, and it's also got a lot of POIs to explore. So even if it was just this one town, I wouldn't mind building here because I have all these POIs in this town. At least that can take care of me for maybe 10 or 12 days. 8 or 10 days. Maybe 10 days. Okay, but since I have these two, that's another 10 days, and that's another 10 days. This is a full month. All right, and then this other farm town here, and then possibly a town here, and then possibly a town here. This is 2 months to explore, and this is all pretty close to each other. All right, so this is nice. This is what you want to be looking for, okay? But I want to be able to have some mines near my base too. Okay, now these little dots on the map, those are stones on the ground. These big blobs, those is big giant stone mound I was just now beating on a few minutes ago. Okay, and then the square gray ones, the light square gray ones, those are regular sized boulders. Okay, and then the white, not the gray, but the white. Let's see if I can find one. Yeah, see the difference? This is a boulder. This is a giant mound of stone. That's a stone, a small stone boulder, a big mound of stone, a giant mound of stone, and then this white one is nitrate. You see the difference? That's a boulder, and that's nitrate. Okay? And then these black dots, that's coal. Okay, and I have a little time with my color on my monitor, so I get confused between the iron and the lead. But that dark gray color right there, that's either iron or lead. I have to see them beside each other to be able to tell the difference. Okay, I need better color. My equipment's not very good. All right, you see? So that's a coal, that dark black one, and then that one's either an iron or a lead. See what I mean? See, I think that's lead, and I think that's iron, and then that's, oh, here's a better one. Yeah, you can tell here it is. See how that's that kind of gray color, and then that's that darker gray, almost black. See, so that's iron, and that's lead. And then a straight black is your coal. All right. So what I want near my base is at least one of the stone-based ores to make bullets with. So either clay or either coal or nitrate. All right. So that I can run out at night and farm them. I prefer to have lead near it too, but lead and iron are metal-based and they make lots of noise. The reason I want my mines near my base is so I can mine ores and stuff at night instead of just sitting here twiddling my thumbs. And I want to be able to run back to my base really quickly. First off, so I can just travel back and forth quickly, and secondly, in case I get into problems with a whole bunch of things fighting me, I can run back to the base real quick and use the base for security. Okay, but I don't want to be beating on metal because that's what draws the most monsters to my presence. So I want to have nitrate and coal. Okay, so I can't really see what's out here yet because I didn't unveil that fog of war. Okay, but I know that I've at least got either a lead or an iron here, and I've got a coal here. So if I were to build my base, say right here, that's not very far to run to that coal mine. So that makes it good enough. Now, if that coal wasn't there, I'm not so sure I want to build my base here anymore. It's still a good spot, but I don't want to have to run too far out to get mines. I may change my mind and check out what's going on over near this trader here. Okay, now he's in the desert, and if you notice, it's not very large of a flat area before we start running into inclines. Okay, but maybe, yeah, see, he doesn't have a good flat area near him. Maybe up here, but that puts me pretty far away from him. See what I mean? I'm not happy with that, but then again, I can't really see what's over here. See what I mean? So I'm kind of thinking to myself, you know, where do I want to build this base? And what's a good spot? You know? Now, this is the desert, there's all kinds of shit going on out here, but this is actually pretty flat right here. I don't mind digging a little bit, and this looks like a little bit of a hill. Okay, but all I got out here is stone. Stone, 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 stone. I mean, he's surrounded by stone. So that's a suck-ass place to build a base right there. But again, it is near a trader, and it is near a very, very large town to explore. So if I didn't have this spot, I would build it here or up in here. Actually, this one looks better. That's a lot more flat land, a lot less shit I gotta clear out. But here I would have to dig. I'd have to dig a little bit and flatten that land out. Or my base would be kind of lopsided shaped. I can't shape my base around the land, the contour of the land. Excuse me. I have a bit of a cold. I do apologize. So I'm thinking over here is probably best. This is a large piece of flat area. It's in the forest, therefore it's safer. There's a whole lot of stone, which I'm going to need early on to build my base with. And there's at least a coal over here. Okay, and that's good enough for me. At least if I have a coal, I can run out to the coal. If I have to go further over here to get nitrate, that's okay. I just want at least one near my base. Okay, so that's the base compound. All right, the compound. Your tower to fight the horde with. Your base to store your goods and to have all your crafting stations. Your trader to do your hub with trading and your missions. Your farm to get your food and your medicine. Your tree farm to get your lumber. Your stone to get your stone. And your mines to make your bullets and get your iron to upgrade all your items with. Okay? That's what we're looking for. That's a base. A base is not boarding up this POI. A base is the trader, the tower to fight in, the warehouse to store shit in, the factory to craft things in, the mines, and the farm. All that stuff together is the base. And you want the base to be as close to as many POIs as you can go loot to your heart's delight. Okay? So that's what we're going to do tomorrow. We're going to start base building. Okay, like I say, base building is going to give us tons and tons of experience. All right, it's a little slow going. Okay, first couple days of this strategy are a little slow going. It's a lot of running around and exploring and gathering, and a lot of base building. But it's how you start the game off, and it's what the devs want you to do. The devs showed you. Drop a campfire, drop a bedroll, build a base. That's the tutorial. All right, so I'm going to make this campfire now. Whoops. And as soon as I drop this campfire, my quest will be over. I'm going to put it up here on this perch. Alright? See, people think that's the journey to the settlement you see over here. They think that's part of the tutorial. It's not. The tutorial is here. And it's done. You have proved to be capable with much potential. You've completed the tutorial. And the tutorial was all about building your base. Okay? So now that the tutorial is complete, we get a bonus for skill points to spend. Okay, and we get our first quest, which is to travel to the nearest trader. Here's your quests. See, basic survival, 8 of 8. That was the tutorial. Build your clothes, get your first weapon and tool, get your first ranged weapon, build your base. That's what the devs are telling you to do. Then go on your first mission, which is to locate a trader, who will then give you all the rest of the missions in the game. Okay. So it should have sent me to her. Yep, send you to the closest trader to you. Closest trader to me right now is here. That's why I don't drop the campfire until I've located where I want my base to be. Okay, I may not have found this one. I may not have found this trader. I may not have found this trader. I may not have found this trader. I may not have found any of them. And I may be sitting over here going, damn, well, I dropped my campfire, it's automatically going to send me to the closest trader to me. And that's why I know I'm going to find one. If I had dropped the campfire here, let's say I had spawned over here, and I dropped the campfire here right off to the tutorial, dropped the campfire, and then went straight to the nearest trader, I could find myself in a tiny little town on the edge of the wasteland with no other towns near me. And now I've got a suck-ass start in a suck-ass position. And that is what happens to very many people. Okay, so you want to look around. All right, so the way I'm going to spend my points is I only want to spend one of my 4 points right now. Okay, and that is going to be strength. Okay, and I'm going to pick Master Chef. All right, Bachelor. This gives me the ability to make my food and my teas. That's all I'm concerned with right now. All right, so I'm going to put my cooking pot in here. Put some wood in here. All right, and I can make my bacon and eggs now. And I can make 6 of them. Like I say, I wanted 50 meat. All right, so I could make a full stack of 10. 50 meat plus 20 eggs would have been a full stack of 10. And I know from practicing and trying it out, a full stack of 10 would last me the whole week. So I'm going to run out of food before I want to, but I'm sure that over the next couple of days I'll spot another chicken or 2. So as long as I got the eggs, I'm good. Okay. So while that's cooking for a minute, understand that I now have fire before I have heat and I have light. And this is how I draw things to me at night, so I need to be aware, okay? I want to get this over with as fast as possible. Alright? Now I want you to pay attention to soup. You see? It's only 5 food. It's mostly water. That's 1/3 of the canned foods right there are going to be soup. This is why people complain about running out of food. You cannot survive off of canned food as a noob. It's just not enough. Alright, I'm going to eat it up. This cornmeal is garbage. I'm going to go ahead and eat it. It's only 2 food. Alright? I'm going to drink this water because I need some water. Alright. If I manage to get 4 empty jars, it's not a whole lot. Okay. We got 6 hard jars of honey. We are good on infection. I'm not even worried about infection. We got 6 food right now. We'll be able to make the other 4 later as soon as we kill a chicken or 2, and we are good on food for the next week. We've got all the heals that we need, and we've got 3 parts of our farm already. We've got half of the farm fruits and vegetables that we need already. Okay? We've got plenty of healing bandages and plenty of drinks. Now, I don't want to pick Physician yet, which is going to allow me to turn those aloe vera into healing bandages. I don't need to do that yet. I have a healing bandage. I'm okay if I get attacked. And I'm going to be able to heal some with these bacon and eggs. Food also gives you some heals. Okay? Because I'm not going to be doing any fighting. Okay? I'm going to be focused on building my base. I may get attacked by something, and if that happens, I'm going to use this bandage. And if I get attacked horribly, then maybe I'll go ahead and pick my physician up. But I'd rather not do that. I would rather spend my points right now on mining, because that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be mining and building my base. So the first most important thing is Sector-Tyrannosaurus. Okay? Sector-Tyrannosaurus means you spend less stamina when you swing your weapon or tool. With us making base now, we're going to be swinging our tool a lot. Okay? So we don't want to constantly stop to regenerate stamina. Alright, this also helps us in combat. Okay, we can attack more often before we run out of stamina when we're fighting. So Sector-Tyrannosaurus is the next one we're going to pick. Okay? Then we're going to come out here on Miner 69er and Motherlode. And we're going to pick 1 each. Okay? This will give us a greater yield as we're mining, and it will allow us to make a better tool to mine with. Now understand that mining includes chopping down trees, and that is the number 1 thing we're fixing to go do tomorrow morning, is chop down trees. Okay? So my eggs are done. Now notice, that's 36 food. That's worth 7 of those cans of food we just found for each one of these. Okay, and it heals 18. That's good enough to cover us on food and heals for what we're fixing to do. Okay, so I'm going to turn this off, get my food, get my wood and my pot back. Alright, and now I'm just going to kind of hang out until morning, which is going to be in about 3 minutes. And my videos run 2 hours. Okay, I'm not a professional YouTuber. I'm using the GameCube recording device. Okay, and it runs 2 hours. I don't know how to edit and all this crap. But like I say, I'm just some guy trying to help some people out with this tutorial. Okay, so my video is going to run out at timed at 2 hours, my 2 hour day, my 2 hour video. The video is going to run out in 11 seconds. And in about 2 minutes, it's going to be daytime. So I will see you guys in the next video where we will start building base, okay?